Welcome back. This is likely going to be the last episode in this web scraping tutorial series. In this episode, we will move away from the UK Innovate website to another website to demonstrate the concept of scraping images from websites. So we'll be exploring a new website, a website that sells African clothing. I will not delve too much into process of navigating and searching the tags, the HTML within the HTML structure. So as I emphasized from the beginning of this tutorial, you will see that to get the best of the tutorial, you need a kind of good background on understanding of HTML structure and basic understanding of Python programming. So if you are interested in this, in exploring web scraping and gathering data from the web, you should, if you don't have already, you should think of getting a kind of good knowledge and good background with HTML structure, and also learn the basic of Python if you do not have the understanding before. I have a tutorial on understanding or the basic Python programming. I will leave the link to that tutorial below this video, so you can look into it if you need to learn more about programming in Python. So please note that I do not own the copyright to the images that we will scrape in the example in this episode. So this tutorial is just for educational purpose only. So if you are following along, remember to use any images responsibly and ethically. Furthermore, if you found this tutorial helpful in any way, please consider subscribing to our channel, liking the videos and sharing them with others. So now let's head over to the Jupyter Lab and start scraping images from this website that we will use as an example in this episode. So the website that we'll be using for the exploration and extraction of images from web pages in this episode is this, and we can see, as we can see, this web page is a commercial web page. Again, I do not have any copyright to the images that we'll scrape from this web page, and because it is publicly available, that's why I can work on it. So this is just for educational purpose, and if you are following this tutorial, please be cautious and ensure that you're using anything that you get from any website, this one or anyone, ethically. If you will use any data or information scraped from any website, you might need to take explicit permission from the website owner. For this purpose, it is just for educational purpose and for learning purpose. I do not own any rights to any of the images or any data that will be scraping or extracting from this website. So only using it because it is publicly available and it can be used for the educational purpose. If you are using the data from it for anything, like I said, take explicit permission from the owner of the website. So looking at the web page, we can see that it has links to categories of African patterns and designs, categories such as for men, women, and under that we have different categories such as for African dress, African tops. So we also have for men, that's the broad category, and for that category also you have ready to wear shirts, African suits and PCs. So these are actually the images that we're looking to extract from this website. The images of those patterns and design are what we are looking to extract and organize from this website. So you can see that there are links from the home page that gets to each of the categories of designs and patterns. So this link for women, if you click, you get to designs and patterns that are categorized for men, and if you want to get to specific categories, you go to the women link and go to the specific categories within the women link. So it has links that goes to these categories and show off the patterns and designs within that category. So looking at that, we have an inclination of how to explore the first basic steps that we do to extract the web HTML structure of the web page. First, we have gotten the base URL, that's the home page of that website, and the next thing is to import the libraries that we need. We will need requests, and also we will need the BeautifulSoup libraries, and this we have seen in previous episode. And again, we will bring back the method that helps us to extract the BeautifulSoup structure of the HTML, which we used in the last episode, and this is the web extract method that we designed. So having this, we can get the HTML structure, the BeautifulSoup object of the web page. Let's say the web soup is equal to, so we use this web structure function, and the argument will now be the base URL that we've gotten, that is the URL of the web page. So we have the base URL here, base URL, and that is the variable that we assign this website to, which is the base URL. So if we run this, it should tell us that the web is successfully retrieved, and from here we can actually look at the structure, the HTML structure of the website by calling the prettify function of the BeautifulSoup object, and bravo. So having got the web structure, the BeautifulSoup object of the web page, we can explore this structure to get the data that we're looking for, which are the images of those collection of patterns and design. I won't go through the process of searching through this, exploring and searching through this web structure that gives us the idea of how to extract the data. But one thing I want to mention is that within this web page, we can see that there are links that gets to categories and classes of patterns and structure, for example, for women, for men, and even subcategories within the category of men and women. So with our idea of HTML structure, we know that these links are embedded in A tags, and the actual link that goes to those pages are the href attributes of particular A tags. So what we're looking for are the A tags that has the href that goes to these collections of patterns and design. And even exploring deeper into the structure of this web page, we realize that all the A tags, all the href that leads to the collection of patterns and group of patterns within this website are preceded by a text URL, let's say prefix. So we see from our exploration that all this link that leads to each categories of patterns and designs and styles, they are preceded by this text of URL. So this is the prefix of every link. There are many links within the pages. We have other links, but the links that goes to collection of patterns where the images are starts with this particular text. So this is the basis where we find what we use to find all the links that go to different categories of patterns and design. So I use regular expression with this. So I use import regular. We need to import regular expression, and then we have, let's call this pattern, and we have the pattern converted to the text converted to regular expression pattern. So we have this arrow, and we have this to show that it precedes the text, and this forms the pattern. So this is the statement that forms the pattern, and this statement is what we use to actually search for the tags that has href attribute which starts with this pattern. So to get the href attribute that starts with the pattern, we first of all get the A tags within which the href attributes are embedded in as the attributes. So let's look for this pattern. Let's look for the A tags, I mean. So we have this, we say the object, the soup object. Now find all. We want to find all A tags that has href part, which is equal to this pattern. So with this, hopefully we'll get those H tags. Okay, the spelling of pattern. So I think I didn't have A here. So let's look at the A tags that has that results for us. So now we can see all those A tags. We can see all those A tags here. So this A tags has links that goes to the patterns of design and categories of patterns, clothing patterns loaded. Can you see? So this leads to categories of clothing, kids clothing. So you can see here so we actually looking for the href, within this A tag. So we have sieved, we have filtered the A tags that has href that's preceded by this pattern, so which we have found that these are the links that goes to different categories of pattern and style within the website. So here we want the href. Let's say target href will be equals to a list of tags dot get href, right, for tag in A tags. So this will give us a list. We're using list comprehension here. This will give us a list of href, within all the tags that we have collected here. So we want to get the href attributes of these tags. So if we run this, let's look for the let's run this and look for the target href. Let's see what the target href gives us. So we can see these are the href that we're looking for. These are the href, these are the links that gets to each of the categories and collections of designs and pattern. If you look at this, you find a category of pattern. Looking at this, we can find a category of pattern. Looking at this, we find the categories of pattern. So we have all the links that gets to categories and groups of African designs and patterns on this website. So we can actually now explore each of these links one by one, then extract the images within the link. We can explore each of the links one by one and extract the images within that web page. So before we look at the images that we get from the pages that each of this link gets to, before we look at those images, let's into a function. Let's encapsulate what we have done into a function. We start from here. So let's say we have another cell here and we say def get target href, so I say get target link. So now we have inside this we will have the soup structure as an argument, web soup as an argument. Let's just leave it at soup, and we have this pattern. Let's put this pattern in the function because it's constant for this website, so we can have it like that in the function. Then we have for the soup structure, we extract the tag from the soup structure. So this will be soup, this will be soup, and from the tag we extract the href list of href from the tags, and all we return is the target href. So this is a function that does what we have just done. I think this is pretty much what we need to create the function. So now instead of going through the process one by one, we can just call this function and say this is equal to this. And what else do we need to do? We need to put this web structure as the argument or parameter to this function. And if we run this, let's get it from here again, web structure, regular expression, then the function. So let's see, this should give us the same thing we get before. So the function now works. So we have the function that we can call from anywhere in our program to retrieve all these links for us, and we know that these links go to the pages where we have collection of the patterns and design images that we are looking for. So in searching for the images within this link, the images within the category that this link takes us to, so let's first of all just look for get one of this link and work on it. Then we can use the idea on one to search for the other. So the first link will be at index 0. Let's look at this, and if you click this link, it goes to this pattern. So that's the first link that we have there. So let's explore this link, and the way to explore is to first of all extract the soup structure of the link itself. We'll have to extract the soup structure of the link itself. So let's say web extract. So target, let's say soup web soup 2, web soup 2 is equal to this, and now the URL to the first link will be here, and let's say it's successfully retrieved. So web soup 2, we have the structure of web soup 2 also here. So what we need from here is, you can see that we're looking for images here, this like jargons of HTML structure. Let's go up. Yep, take us there. Wow. So these are jargons of HTML structure. We don't actually need this, and all we need here is, if you look at this, all we are looking for are these images, this pattern images. And also with the idea of web structure, all we need is to look for image tag within this structure. So let's call this image tag, image tags. Then we can say find all dot find all img. Those are tags, image tags within the structure. We can do this, and we will have all the image tags. So these image tags are the ones that actually have the images. Can you see? So these image tags are the ones that have the images, and if we look at this, we see some images that might not be the ones that we're looking for. Let's see this. Can you see? This is an image which is a logo of the web page, and if you look at this image, it's an image of a pattern that we might be looking for. And if we look at this also, yeah, this is a kind of image that we might be looking for. So also tinier ones. So we will use this to actually filter and see which of the images are useful, like this, more useful for us. So we'll filter these images and see where and which ones of these are actual images that we are looking for. So within the img, the image tag, what we are looking for is actually the attribute src, the source which contains the image. So we can see from here that the source of this image is this, and if we click it, you get the image in that image tag. But we can see from this that it's not all these source are actually images that we're looking for. So for example, this is one of the pattern and images that we're looking for, but this is not. It's just the logo of the website. And we can look down also, we have another source, this kind of source that doesn't lead to anywhere that we're looking for. So how did we get the actual source, image source that we want? Close observation tells us that all the sources that leads to kind of the pattern, the design and patterns, the images that we're looking for, are actually sources that are JPEG, JPG, or JPEG. So these are sources that are either JPEG or .jpg. So these are the sources we are looking for, and we'll write the code that will extract this kind of sources for us. Also, we observe that within each img tag, like the image tag, for example, this particular image tag, you have the attribute source, which we're looking for, and we have attribute source sets. So this source set contains sources, the same image, but in smaller, I think in different sizes. If you look at this, for the source we have this pattern and design category, but within the source set, if you look at the source set, if you click this, the first one is the same size, and let's look at the second one, is a smaller size, and the third one I think is also smaller. So within the source set we have the same image that is contained in the source of that img tag, but in different sizes. So we are actually looking for the attribute source, what is assigned for the attribute source. So these are the things we look and we explore and get from looking closely to the structure of the HTML structure of the site that helps us to extract the data we want. So first, let's get the target source from this. Let's say target image source is going to be image tags dot get src. So get src. So this is a set, so we will use comprehension. We'll say for tags, so tag dot get src, right, for tag in this. So it gives us the set of sources within each of the image tags. So see here, so if we run this, we have the list that contain all the sources within the image tags that we have for this. So we have the list that contain all the sources, and we can look at this. So if we look at this JPEG, it's going to be a pattern. If we look at this JPG, it's going to be a pattern. If we look at this, this is going to be a pattern. But if we look at this SVG, we can see it's a logo. It's an logo image within the site. And also, if we look at there also this SVG is a logo. So this also looks like something we don't want, and the payments or something on the site, and this looks like maybe leads to the Facebook. So these images, we need to sieve them further. We can realize that those ones that we need are either JPG or JPEG. So we want to sieve, we want to filter this list and make sure that we have only those JPG and JPEG type of images. So I write this function to actually make sure that we can sieve, we can filter the image, the kind of image type that we want. So let's say get image type, or filter image type. So this is the function. Then it gets the source. One of this link will be the source. Then this will say type. Let's say type is none first. Type is none first. And what I looked at is that we can split to get this last part of the link. To get this last part of the image source, we can just split the image link by this slash. So we can say src, let's say src split is equal to src dot split by the slash here. So if this is splitted, we will have the last. This is going to give us a list. This is going to give us a list, and this last end of the image source will be in the last element of the list. So let's call it file type. File type is equal to src, which is the set, and this is going to be the index will be the length of this, length of the set itself minus 1. So this will capture for us the last part of this address, this link. And if we get the last part of that link, we can say split will be file type dot split again, but now by the period. So this will split this end by this period. So the second element of this tuple will be the JPG or any type, or the type of the text. So we will say type type. Let's call this file type, because I think that type is a keyword. So file type, and we have file type, and we have file type here. Let's call this file type results, so we have file type results. Now is going to be file type split, so the second element of it, which is 1. So we know that this will be splitted into 2, we get 1. But I noticed that this is another link that leads to nowhere, and if we split by period in the second, if we split by slash, we'll have this. If we split by period, we might not have the second element. That's why I assigned this none to. So it actually will return this. So it will return none or return the value of this. So this function will help us. For example, if we use this function for, let's take this, and we ask this to print. Sorry, let me take this again. Print, and we have this target src, and just put it here. And let's say we want the first element, and this should give us svg. SVG is the as in the file type of the first element in that target source. So the output of this should be SVG. If our stuff is correct, that's fine. And the output of the second one, let's say this one, should be SVG also. Let's see, the JPEG is 1 2 3 4, the fourth element, which will be 3, index 3. So this should give us JPEG. So for the last one, let's say the last one should give us none. Because it will not have so let's say this length of this, right, -1 should take the last element. This doesn't match. Length of this -1, that's what I'm looking for. Out of range. So yeah, that's an error. So here we should capture if it is none here. If len this is equal to 2, if len this is equal to 2, then give us let this happen. So this is where we'll look for. So in the case of the last one, if we split it to get this last one, and if we split with period, there is no period within this, so it will not have the second element. So we're actually doing this and this, so this will be none. That's what I want to be sure of getting. So this captures this kind of link which doesn't have the last period, so we will return none in this case. So this function helps us to capture the file type of the images, and we can now filter from this by saying we only want the file type that is JPEG or JPG. So now let's filter the list and ensure that we have what we want. So we have target image sources will now be equals to, we will use list comprehension again, CSRC for C in target image source. So for SRC in target image source, if filter, so we want to use filter source SRC, if filter source in this list we want the two, JPG and JPEG. So what this says is that for all SRC in this target SRC, if the output of this function, given that SRC as a parameter to the function, is in this list, which we have gotten the JPEG and the JPG, so we know that these are the two we want. So we want SRC that has the output of this filter image type that is equal to this. So you know that the filter image type will give us the file type of that particular source. So if we run this, so we assign this list that is extracted to the target image source again. If I run this, so what is okay, we need the closing square bracket. So running this now, so where is the problem coming from? we don't need this. Go again, here we go. So target image src will have, so spelling, I guess. So if we run this, then we have all the sources here, only JPEG and JPG. So only JPEG and JPG. So let's take this all together in a function, then we'll run it to extract for all the links. So all this that we have just been exploring is just for one link from the first list that we've got. Let's turn this to a function and bring everything together. So let's bring all this together. Let's call the function that we want to use, let's call it scrape images, def scrape image from web. So we will have the soup structure, soup here. So what the first thing we will need to do, let's say we have the URL here, right? So the first thing we will need to do is to extract the soup structure of the URL. So we have the soup structure of the URL, which is here, right? So which we will extract from here, sorry. So let's say we have this, then this will give us the soup. Let's call the base soup. So that's the base URL that comes in here. So after we've got that, we want to see from the link, we want to target all the to get all this href that links to the pages where we have categories of images. So we use this to get it for this particular website. So we'll call this, and the base soup will be the input, the argument to this function. Then we have the href as in group href. So this will take us to each of the ref, and this is a list, and that gives us this list. This will return this particular list. So for each one of these lists, also we will extract the web structure, get all the images, and return this list of images. Also filter the list of images. So let's look at this. How do we run this? For link in the output here, so for link in the output here, what do we first of all get, right? We will extract the soup structure first. We will extract the soup structure for each of the link. So link soup, let's call this one link soup. Link soup will give us a soup structure of each of the link that we get from here, right? And after getting the soup structure for the link, right, let's see what next did we do down here. We get all the images within that image tag within that structure, image tag within the structure. So we want image tags within the soup structure. And after getting all the image tags, what next did we do? We filter to get the sources, the list of sources of the image tag. We filter to get list of sources. We filter to get the list of sources of that image tag. Fine. When we filter, this will take us to another for loop, I think. If we filter to get the list of sources, so this is gonna give us the list of sources, but we need to sieve that also. We need to sieve that list of sources, which is this. We need to sieve the list of sources using this function. So the list, we have this function, so this helps us to filter the list of sources. So let's say we have the output as in image source list as our output. So let's keep extending. So we extend by saying image source list dot extend the target list from this particular link, from each of the link, right? And bravo, we have we will return this, which will give us, hopefully should give us the source link for every image on this page. Let's try. Image sources will be equals, let's call this image source list also, will be equals to this, and the base URL, sorry, this one will be base URL. Let's run. Well, I think it's retrieving all the web links, retrieves all the web links. Let's see if we're successful. Bravo, we have all this extracted for us. Let's see the image source list. Let's run this. We can see all the images has been extracted. So let's check the length of this list. Let's check the length of the list of images that we have extracted. We have 3,260 images. So looking at this link, we might have repeated link. So to ensure that we have unique images within the list, we can create a clean image list, which will be equals to sets of this. Just create a set of this and also convert it back to a list. So this will be equals to this, and let's see if we have repeated links. So let's see the length of this clean image list now. So length of clean image list, so do we have, this is, so we say list, we want to have a list of this, then we will have a length of this. So the length here now is 633. So we have a lot of repeated images within the list, so we are able to create a unique list. And let's print it to see. So we can print it to look at this. So this is a unique image list that we've got here. So I think this is a good place to stop in this tutorial. We can write these images to file, but I don't want to write it to file because we do not, like I said, we do not have copyright with these images, and it might be infringing on the right of the owner of the website if we are writing this data to file. So this is just for learning purposes, and you can see how we have been able to extract the images from the website. You can go further if you have a page that you want to extract the images and you have explicit permission to get data from that website. You can write that to file also. Being this a commercial website, I wouldn't want to write their images to file. So we have been able to show and achieve the learning objective in this episode. So I believe this is a good point to wrap up this tutorial on web scraping with BeautifulSoup library in Python. And as I mentioned at the start of this tutorial, to get the most of this tutorial requires a foundational understanding of HTML structure and basic Python programming. So if you need a refresher on Python concepts that I have used throughout this series, I recommend that you check out my introductory Python tutorial. I'll leave the link to that video in the description below. So if you have found this information helpful, whether for yourself or for someone else you know, please consider subscribing to this channel, like the videos, and also share with others. So stay tuned to our upcoming series, which will provide a comprehensive exploration of Pandas data frame. This is an essential knowledge for anyone diving into data science. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be notified when this new tutorial becomes available. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning. See you in the next tutorial series.